Good morning, good morning, good morning. May peace flood the earth. May we be free from suffering, free from pain, free from all the forces that seek to oppress, to destroy. May we be free. May God's light amplify in the hearts of men. May we radiate goodness, peace, mercy, grace. Lord, make me a lighthouse in this world. Make us shining beacons. Make us lighthouses in this world. May we be healed and whole and move through this earth. The blazing light. May it be so. Amen. Peace, freedom, peace are the fabric of your being, of who you are. Peaceful beyond restlessness and peace, beyond that dichotomy of peace and non-peace. Free beyond free or bound. No boundaries. no disturbance possible. That is who you are. That is who you are. It's like they talk about original sin. Samsara dukkha. Listening to Father Richard Rohr talking about, was it Martin Luther? Was it John Calvin? One of the more recent Protestant guys, I believe, reformers, whose image of humanity, whose anthropology, as Richard often says, is that we are, it's hard to even say it, piles of dung, and Christ is the pure white snow covering that dung. But at base, we're debauched, vile creatures. And in a certain mood, without much effort, you can understand, can reference any number of moments, points in your life, and you can see, you can itemize, you can list out all the dung-like qualities and actions of ourselves, our fellow men. You can just reference the kind of ambient levels of trauma and dissatisfaction in this world. So there's a truth there. That's a pretty extreme image, piles of dung with the snow covering of Christ. But then you also have this, some people more contemporarily talk about original blessing. In a Buddhist context, maybe original goodness. And are those irreconcilable, those perspectives? Original sin, original goodness? I don't think so. I don't see them as irreconcilable. I think they are talking from different levels of consciousness. Again, it's as if we have different octaves, different densities, different depths of creation. And on this superficial, apparently physical level, things are very dense, and there is just this kind of thick membrane and matrix, network. You could say social matrix, you could say historical matrix, you could say psychological matrix. But on this uppermost level, things are pretty goofy. Things are pretty mad. So a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, a lot of confusion, a lot of distortion. So from that level, and that's in practical terms, that is, it's really a relatively small bandwidth of creation, of our being, and yet it's grown to this outsized importance. And so there is and that's, the bandwidth that many, if not most people, our awareness, our consciousness is sort of captured, you could say, sort of, I don't want to say default, but has been sort of conditioned into. So looking from that, and that's huge. I mean, it may be ultimately this very kind of small surface level, but in practical terms, relatively speaking, it has a big impact, runs our lives. So from that level, you could say, yes, there is original sin. There is this crust of just deep confusion and pain and misidentification. So you don't have to. You can see that. It's really obvious. And in a sense, that original sin, I think, that notion is pointing at the addictive nature of this superficie, is the word coming to mind, of this surface. That's kind of the engine, the pattern that keeps it going. It's constant movement, constant hedonic pursuit, avoidance of pain, pursuit of pleasure. But you step back into the larger context, and the good news is that original blessing, original goodness, is much truer, has much greater depth, is more foundational. Original luminosity, original radiance. So that pile of poop, I don't know if I even want to continue with that metaphor. It's like, just not good, but that's just ultimately a very small phenomenon, not who we are in our depths. But in practical terms, yes, there is a veil or I keep seeing it almost as just this layer of pollution, that our heads are in this layer of pollution. Mind-made distortion, confusion, dysfunction that we've mistaken for the whole enchilada, and it's not.